Hello everyone. In this video we're going to be talking about experimental probability. And for experimental probability, we are still trying to measure the likelihood that an event will occur. But for experimental probability, we're going to be using the results of some experiment or some form of trials that have happened. Okay. So for example, a student flipped a coin 50 times. The coin landed on heads 28 times. Find the experimental probability of having the coin land on heads. All right, so we're going to express the experimental probability as the ratio of the number of times the event occurred to the total number of trials. So since we're trying to find the experimental probability of the coin landing on heads, the number of times the coin landed on heads would be 28 to the total number of trials, which the student flipped the coin 50 times. So this would be our experimental probability for this event. Now, sometimes you will have to simplify. So let's go ahead and simplify this probability. Both of these numbers can be divided by 2. So 28 divided by 2 is 14. 50 divided by 2 is 25. So the experimental probability of this coin landing on heads is 14/25 or 14 over 25. And let's also go ahead and write this probability as a decimal. So to turn our fraction into a decimal, we're going to divide top in, bottom out. 14 divided by 25. 25 does not go into 1. It does not go into 14. But it does go into 140, I believe 5 times. Okay, so 5 times 25 is 125. So 25 goes into 140 5 times. We subtract, we regroup, we add a 0. 25 goes into 150 6 times. 6 times 25 is 150. So, written as a decimal, the experimental probability of this coin landing on heads is 56 hundredths. Okay? So, each of these values represent the same probability, the same likelihood that this coin will land on heads. And let's also go ahead and write this probability as a percentage. So I'm going to just convert my fraction into a percentage. I'm going to set up a proportion. So 25 represents the total number of trials. 14 represents how many times it landed on heads. So I'm trying to see how many times would it land on heads out of 100 total trials. Okay, so 25 times 4 gives me 100. 14 times 4, we get 16. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 1 is 56. So we get 56 over 100, or 56 per 100, so 56%. Now, notice that 56 hundredths as a fraction is the same as 56 hundredths as a decimal. So if you're really good with turning decimals into percentages, then you know that this is 56 hundredths, and that's 56 over 100. So that would be 56%. So a lot of different ways you can represent the same quantity. It just depends on how good you are working with fractions, decimals, and percentages. But try to learn them all, because you never know when you're taking a multiple choice test which type of value they're going to give you. So there you go. Experimental probability. Main thing that you need to remember is that we're going to use the results of an experiment to get our probability. And there you go. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it.